food magically appears in a grocery store. Okay? For some reason, people think these houses magically appear like it was always beautiful. Like that land was always beautiful. Okay? For some reason, people think that these cities was always here. Um, Everything was just always here. We always had cell phones, all of this stuff. Okay, people don't think they're driving on the road because they drive 150 miles an hour like they're hydroplaning or hovering. Okay, but all these things come from the land. Right now, you guys are in your homes or wherever you are, and what is under there? Land. Um, Wherever y'all was earlier, okay, unless you was flying up in the air for the past 8 hours, you had land under your feet. Okay, wherever you guys been to school at, your schoolhouse was sitting on some land. All right. Wherever you guys go to worship at, or you know, uh, your spirituality centers are, it's land under that building. When you're traveling on the road, okay, they collect money from tickets and toll because that's rent for traveling on the land. All right. When you go to all these places, your schoolhouse, your spiritual place, your home, okay, there's some money being paid there. All right. Walmart have to pay their rent, okay, to whoever owns that land. All right. Um, there's some money being paid there. Your food that you eat come out of some farmer's land. The cell phone that you're using right now comes from minerals and stuff that come out the land. Okay, the air you breathe in right now comes from the trees which grow out the land. The house you live in right now come from the mortar and the trees that come out the land. These glasses I got on right now come from sand that comes out the land. Not sand from the beach, sand that they dig up out the earth and they make glass. Okay? The water you need to drink is inside of a well that come out the ground. Okay? Because you can't just drink seawater and a lot of fresh water. You can't drink that either. So it's always been wells that we drink out of because well water is filtered through the earth, through the different layers of sand and gravel in the earth. By the time it get down there, it's filtered naturally. Okay? The animals you eat, they graze off the land so they could be strong and build muscle, and we could eat their flesh. For the flesh eaters. Okay? Is there any aspect of your life you think does not come out the land? Somebody tell me, because I've been trying to figure it out. Oh, I could live without land. I don't need the land. I could live without land. Who needs land? So if every aspect of our life comes out the land, and they obviously don't push it and teach you this, why at some point in your life do you not think, maybe I need to get some of that stuff called land? Maybe somebody need to pay me rent, since I'm paying Walmart rent, Bojangles rent, McDonald's, Burger King rent, the wash house rent, my landlord rent. I'm paying everybody rent because I'm around here just spending my money, working, basically working to give it back out. So that's called a slave. Ain't none of it coming to you. If ain't none of it coming to you from somebody renting your land, you just working for all your money, then turning around and giving it away. That's called modern day slavery. You're not working because you don't want to be whipped. You're working because you want this paper money or some numbers in your bank account. Slavery never ended. They just changed it to money and make you work for this money. It never ended. True sovereignty, true freedom is when you own the land. The borrower is a slave to the owner. How they say it? Something like that. I got it in the let me play this video for y'all. The borrower is a slave of the lender. Yeah, the borrower is a slave of the lender. Okay? The rentor is a slave, and I'm not judging nobody. I rented 20 years. All right? The borrower is a slave. Okay? If the borrower is a slave to the lender, then all of us who work for money don't own any money. If we don't own any money, then we're just making it to give it away. So, you heard what he said. You don't own any money. You're just making it to give it away. You don't own any money. We really working for free. The same system who created the money gave you a job so you can give it back to them. So if the borrower is a slave to the lender and the borrower or the average worker doesn't own any money for himself, doesn't create any money for himself, then money can never free the slave, because all the money that the slave make is being borrowed just so he can give it back to the same system that he worked for. Okay. He said something. Doesn't own any money for himself. Doesn't own any money for yourself. Okay. You have to own some money for yourself. You have to own something that is producing you money. They say money don't grow on trees. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. It's called farming. I beg to differ, especially those who farm marijuana, making a whole lot of money, and poppy plants and all that type of stuff. A whole lot of money. Okay? There is no that's why I'm trying to get all the land I can. I cut my own hair just to save money to keep buying up land. I drive an old pickup truck just to save money to keep buying land. I try to save everywhere I can just to save money to keep buying land. Because there's nothing we have. Medicine, the herbs come out the land. The metals to drive our automobiles come out the land. There's the oil to put in our automobiles to make gasoline and engine oil come out the land. There's nothing that doesn't come out the land, and nobody's talking about it. I'm the only one emphasizing it as much as I do. You got people saying buy land, but nobody's stressing how important it is. It's the most important thing. Family and land. But everybody breaking up their families and nobody want to buy land. Everybody running away from their families and running away from the land. Want to do everything else. My son's telling me he want to sell insurance. Okay? Well, when you sell your insurance, what you going to do with the money? Oh, I guess buy land. Duh. Where you going to live? Where you going to live? That's what I don't comprehend. Where are you going to live? Okay? Why you don't put a little stand out there for your grandbabies to sell lemonade like that young lady doing? Tropical drinks. Out in the country selling tropical drinks. Okay? And making money. She come out there Friday, Saturday, Sunday and make her money. Okay? This is what we need to be teaching our babies and our grandbabies, not to go to college and get a job and go work for another family, make that family rich and basically be a worker for that family. Why don't you make your babies and your grandbabies be a worker for your business, for your family? Why are we letting our babies go off and train to be workers for other families? Making them richer, becoming a manager at Walmart to make Walmart richer because your son, your daughter is such a great manager and keep everybody in line. Why your son and your daughter can't manage your business and keep everybody in line at your business? Why your son or your daughter can't be a great cashier or stock person or delivery driver for your business? You see what I'm saying? These people have been doing it for over 4 generations. Thriving. That's how it's always been done. All this new stuff about getting a county job and a city job and working for the plant. This is all new. This is all new. Now we're going into where nobody even have to work. You're just going to get a check. This is all new. People have always had their land, produce whatever they're going to produce off their land, and took care of their families. And they're trying to get us further and further and further and further and further away from it. And all this land is out here. There's more free land out here than populated cities. Townships, small towns, the reason why Dollar General is actually bigger than Walmart is because, and nobody's talking about it, Dollar General is bigger than Walmart, is because Dollar General's focus is on out in the country in these towns. Okay? They made over $54 billion last year. They always in a positive. Nobody's talking about it. This is where the money's at. I'm telling you. They put a Dollar General, it's like it gets swarmed with people for grand openings. People can't wait to go up in there. Been shopping with the local mom and pops their whole life, but the minute they put a Dollar General, it's like they never been to a store before. Okay? I'm telling you guys. Focus on land. You need it. We need it to grow commodities, which they trade on a stock market. They can't trade commodities without land, crops growing. None of it. The stock market won't exist without land. If the stock market ever crash, that means Walmart crash, Amazon crash, Apple crash, all these companies crash, which means they not buying materials they need to sustain their businesses, which materials come out the land. Okay? So they'll never completely crash it. They'll crash it for a little while so people can beg on their knees for help and then bring it back up. Every time they crash it, it's to bring us into some new system. They crashed it in 1926 to 33 to give us all social security numbers. Now they about to crash it again to put everybody on cryptocurrency and whatever. All right? Through it all, it's the people that hold the land in their families, hold wealth in the land. They don't have their money, sitting on the stock market. They pull their money out the stock market and buy land. The rich stay rich because most of their wealth is parked in the land. The Queen of England and her family basically own Canada. Warren Buffett, Ted Turner, you name it. They own America. They say Warren Buffett basically own his whole state, Idaho or wherever that is. Oklahoma. Warren Buffett owns Oklahoma. Okay? Based on the loans, because he's like the number one loan company for mortgages there, everything. Okay? So everything is predicated on you making money however you make it and then buying up land. This is how you carry your wealth from generation to generation to generation. Okay? In a trust. Key. That's the key. In a trust. So that it's not taxed and all of that craziness. All right? Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? Any comments? What you got for me? Because I needed you guys to have a paradigm shift in your mind to see how important this thing is, how serious this thing is. This thing is so serious. This land thing is so serious. It's more serious than a heart attack. Like everybody should be scrambling to find as much land as they can, get as much land as they can. That used to be the flex. It used to be, I own 20 acres and 10 acres and 5 acres. Now the flex is who got the newest BMW, Rolls Royce, Mercedes Benz, and diamonds and jewelry and stupidness. Who got the new Michael Kors purse and the new lashes and the new hairdos and the new mohawk. That's the flex now. Who got the new Michael Jackson album? Like silly stuff. Who got?
Dragon,
Go ahead.
I think you're talking to the group of people who are interested in what you're saying. I think that when you say everybody's flexing on certain things, I think that's a certain mindset of people that are doing that. I think whoever's supposed to hear this about land, I think they're going to hear it. I hear a lot of people changing their mind, and they are seeing changing their priorities. They may not always be on the land thing yet, but they are realizing that those things that you just named, the name brands and the cars and all that stuff, is not really the flex anymore. And people are starting to see that. Now, there are different levels to that waking up game, but people are waking up. And the ones who are supposed to hear your message, I think, are going to gravitate to nature again, which is land. I think that's just happening naturally.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. It's coming.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Ms. Cynthia.
Mr. Dragon, you know how in real estate people will go and do consignment contracts? Like somebody has a house they don't want, and someone will come and say they'll buy it and sell that contract in 30 days. Mm-hmm. Is that something that can be done with just land and no house?
Yeah, absolutely. Wholesaling, yeah, absolutely. It's the same procedure.
Is it a different type of contract?
No.
Okay.
It's the same contract.
Because I was looking into doing it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. A purchase contract, but in the purchase contract, you just want to have a part of it says that it's reassignable. It's reassignable.
Oh, that's what I'm missing. Okay, thank you.
Yep, just Google reassignment purchase contract, reassignment real estate purchase contract on Google, and all the templates will pop up.
Thank you so much.
Yep, that's all you need. One piece of paper, like how they advertise. That's all you need. Once you get that property on the contract, you could sell that paper. Sell that paper to somebody else. They do it all the time.
Okay. You know what you were talking about last week?
Huh?
Paperwork.
Paperwork. That's
So
what I keep telling y'all. It's all paperwork now. It used to be swords and guns, which it still is in many cases. But for the majority, you know, in America at least, it's paperwork, pushing paperwork. That's how you get land. All I do is sit on my phone, ride around in my truck, find the properties, make videos, and text you guys and whoever want to come in on a deal with me. If, you know, I find a deal that, you know, I think, okay, let me put this out there for others to come in, and then hit my lender up, what the number's going to be. Send each other paperwork, send, you know, my business partners paperwork. Just push paperwork. That's like money is paper too. Money is paper too. You know, it's just.
I think, Miss Nadine, you were talking about. I think it's like you get the property. You never even, almost never even have to see the property, but you can get the property, acquire the property under contract only, and then you sell that contract to someone never having even seen the property. Is that what? That's wholesaling, right?
Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And what I've seen people in my family that are in real estate do, like when they sell it back, they'll mark it up 20,000, 30,000, and they keep that. They get it at the what do they call it? At closing.
Yeah, you get your money at the closing. Yeah.
Mr. Dragon, what's the name of my mind went blank? The people that you can do closing with, and you
Title
don't
company?
need a lawyer. Huh?
What, the title company?
The title company, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they get a check when they go to the title company and do the closing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Be honest with you, what I do, I get my money straight. I literally sell the paper. That's literally what I do. You don't even need a title company. Yeah, you don't even need a title company. So what I do, the paper will say buyer agrees to buy, seller agrees to sell. And buyer has the right to reassign this contract. Okay? So buyer has the right to reassign the contract. What I normally do, because I'll already have a buyer, I will say, hey, I got this property. I got it. Okay, you want it? Okay, give me $1,000, $2,000. Instead of me putting my name on it as the buyer, I'll just have them put your name on it. And I get my money put in my pocket, and they go to closing, act like I was never there. That's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do. I don't even go to the title company, because all they gonna do is put your business out there, how much money you making or whatever. I try to stay as much out of the government as possible.
I was just gonna say that's smart. Okay.
Yeah, you know, because ultimately that's what it is that person buying it. So just put their name on the contract, you know, right before you go. Now, you got to do this with people you trust, you know, because, you know, the buyer could go behind your back and do stuff, which happens all the time. But from my experience, paperwork is only as strong as the person. You know, we all sign paperwork to go borrow money from Sears or whatever, Citibank or whatever, and then don't pay it back, right? So just because you sign for something don't mean you're going to keep your word. You know what I'm saying? So I always look at things as just doing business with people that I trust. If I don't trust you, I'm not going to do business with you, point blank, period. So even though we have our paperwork signed and all this stuff legit, wet signature, notarized, everything like that, at any moment, anybody could get sick and ill, pass away, um, not want to do business with us anymore. All this type of stuff could happen. People are only, you know, you know, as the paperwork is only as strong as the person. That's like they say, you know, and anything is only as strong as its weakest link. So you could build an empire like Walmart, Amazon, whatever. If you have one weak link that want to go in their computer system and crash everything, that's the end of it. That's the end of Walmart, the end of Amazon, pressing some buttons somewhere. Okay. So, you know, ultimately, we all on this highway doing 80, 40, 50, 80 miles an hour. And you ever say to yourself, dang, it's like 100 cars right here in my little vicinity, and we all doing 70 miles an hour, and everybody just riding along harmoniously. Yeah, you're going to see 3 accidents on the way, but compared to the hundreds and thousands of people going 70 miles an hour, you know, constantly, like, like how do we do that? Because we trust each other. Even though this guy just gave me the finger and he hates me, he's not gonna just crash into me, because we both on this highway trying to get where we're gonna get. So even though people hate each other, hey, we still handling business here. Our business here. Everybody's business on the highway is to get where they're going safely. Even though they hate, this person white and he hate me, or that person black or whatever and they hate me, we have to handle our business, get where we're going to get safely. So it's the same thing with doing business and in any other way. You just want to do business that with people that you think, hey, even if this person hate me, they understand this is business, and we trying to get where we trying to get. Okay, and this is business. All right. So that's how I look at it. So I don't worry about, oh, this person gonna go behind my back and steal my deal. If they do, they do. The universe is balanced. The universe works in a way like this. If I steal a candy bar for 5 cents right now, trust and believe, when I make $1, the universe is going to cause me to spend an extra 5 cents. Maybe I'll fall and bust my knee. Now I got to go buy some bandages, right? For 5 cents or whatever, or 5 cents just fall out my pocket. I used to wonder, like, God, why is it, I'm going through this change and that change, and why I couldn't pay my rent and this and that. Yeah, it worked out for me because I turned a bad thing into a great thing, but at the same time, I didn't have to end up living in my truck to start doing real estate. Why did it take that? Part of it was I was reaping some karma because it was bills I didn't pay. Okay? Believe it or not, what we have is our word. Our word is our bond. Okay? When you sign your signature, or you give a handshake, or you say, I give you my word, I will pay you back. The universe is like the IRS. It's like a accountant. It's writing that down. Dragon owes Miriam $10,000. If Dragon don't pay Miriam that $10,000, guess what? Somewhere down the line, I would lose $10,000 or more, and then sit around wonder why. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. nothing is free in the universe. Nothing is free. I try my
That's true.
best. Huh?
That's true. I agree.
I try my best not to cross nobody, keep my word, do the right thing. I mean, I'm in Lowe's earlier with a customer and I'm ringing up everything in the self checkout and he looking at me like, why you rang that up? You know, man, I'm not finna steal. I'm not stealing for nothing or nobody. Knowing what I know now, I'm not stealing anything, not consciously, definitely not consciously. You know what I'm saying? Everything is fair exchange. Whatever, earlier, like I went and I circulate. I want to say spend. I circulate $100 with that young lady there in that video I showed you. Don't you know? As soon as I got to the house, somebody called me and said, "Hey, can you? I heard. Is this Mr. Drag?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, I got my number from so and so. They said you do little jobs and hang TVs and stuff." I say, "Yeah, what you want done? I need to move my TV from this house to that house and some furniture. How much you gonna charge me?" I said, $250 the first hour, $100 every hour after that. But I'll give you a deal since you so and so friend. I give you a little better deal. So anyhow, it just came. I said, "Wow," because the whole time, yeah, uh the the whole time that I'm giving this young lady this $100, I'm like, "Oh my God, like why am I doing this? I could have made an extra land payment or something." But my spirit told me do it. Like I got you, which I always do what my spirit tell me to do because I know God always got me. And I tell you, I came in the house, my phone rang, the lady said, call me, and we set it up. And tomorrow I'm gonna make about $350. I'm make about $350 tomorrow, you know? Like I don't need to steal. When you steal, you're telling the universe you're indigent. Like you have to steal. Like you don't have to steal. And you don't have to be like, now I'm thrifty, I don't spend more than I have to, but you don't have to be like cheap. Like there's a difference between being thrifty and being cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like thrifty is like, cheap is like you go to Macy's and it's $1,000 purse and you like, can I get it for $50? No, like these people got a price up there for $1,000. Why are you trying to get it for $50? But thrifty is when you go to a thrift store and you buy the same purse for $50. So just if you don't want to spend $50, just don't go to. If you don't want to spend $1,000, just don't go to Macy's. Go to a thrift store, or go online to some Asian company, some Chinese company. You'll buy the same thing for a portion of the price. Like you don't have to be cheap. Just be thrifty. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to steal. Just be thrifty. You know, I'm telling you, like that's how the universe works. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. Like it's literally a balancing act. Nothing but a balancing act. Like I've gotten out of situations and I know, and you feel it in your heart. Like man, I got out of that because I did something great over here, or man, that happened to me because I know that's karma from. It's really something called cause and effect, but we call it karma. But that's karma from when I did that over there. You know what I'm saying? Like what it is just a balance. The universe always balance things out. Always balance things out. Always balance things out. It's not nothing to where like even what's going on now, like I'm a conspiracy theorist, everybody know that too, so-called conspiracy theorists. And what's going on now with, the people that have ran this world forever, everything is coming out about what they've been doing, how they've been doing it, and everybody's waiting for them to reap their karma, and it's coming. Because there's no way you destroy lives, you allow drugs to hit the streets and do all this stuff, and it don't come back on you. Like, it might not come back on you right then, and it might not come back on you in the same way, but eventually it comes back on your bloodline. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to tell us everything, because if they tell you, then okay, there's no karma for them because they told you. Okay? But people are so docile that they don't even want to believe it. They don't even want to believe that the food is poisoned. You know, you sit up there to, hey man, you know, that McDonald's, Burger King. I mean, and I eat that junk too sometimes. But you tell some people, hey, you know, that stuff you eating, man, that's probably a human. They're like, tastes good. Grandma tastes good. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't even care. They like people so brainwashed that we've gotten to the point where, you know, I tell people about, you know, hey man, you know, why you renting, man? Like, buy land. I can't live like that. I'm not living like you. Rather live in people rather live in a roach infested apartment. I'm telling you, because they tell me this. They rather live in a roach infested apartment with neighbors on top of neighbors than to go live in a country in a trailer. I can't live like that. That's like living outside. I'm like, what? You rather live in a ratty ghetto hood apartment than live in a trailer in the woods by yourself in peace? Wow, this brainwash is deep. This thing is like they don't even mind people knowing the truth, because they know people's minds are so far gone right now. The truth doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. People are so far gone that so they're not even worried about people knowing the truth. They're not worried about people knowing the truth, because people, you know, you tell people, hey man, crack kills. They trying to smoke up all the crack they get. It's like, you know, cigarettes. They tell you cancer sticks, cancer, this cause cancer. And people still telling you. The definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. It's insane. I'm not judging nobody, because I do what I do too. But we you know, the goal is to do better. Why are you in this situation now and in 20 years from now be in the same situation? You wasted 20 years. I'm not trying to be in the same situation I was in last year. If I had 10 properties last year, this year I want 20. Every year I want to be better and better and better and better and better. And I don't care about nothing but land. If I need to go borrow money, I just go into my land bank. As long as I'm buying land, I'll never be broke. How? I can never be broke, ever be broke. I can never be broke. As long as I'm buying, number one, I'm always have somewhere to live, and I'm always have somewhere to rent out for other people to live. So worst case scenario, land for rent, put your trailer right here, your RV right here. Give me $100 a week, $100 a month. Set up your tent right here. Or the markets crash, everybody getting kicked out their houses and apartment. land, camp space for rent. Okay, I'm telling you.
I have a question. I'm trying to put tents on my land to rent, and when I called anonymously, they told me I can't do it for the area. But I live in a country town, and I see my neighbors putting up RVs and other things, more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get around that?
What I would do is I would set up a small fence, a privacy fence. That's what I would do, because I'm probably gonna end up doing that myself. But I'm gonna put up a privacy fence, and I'm gonna put no trespassing. So no matter who you are, you cannot trespass. Let me tell y'all something. That no trespassing sign thing is real. It's real and it worked. I'm gonna tell you a story. I had a tenant got locked, her keys locked in a car. I told y'all the story before. And she called the police to help her before unlock her car, and get the key out. They came, they did it one time. This second time, she locked her keys in her car again. I happened to be there. I happened to be on my property, right? And she called the police again because we was trying to get it out. And they came and they saw I had just put the signs up, no trespassing, because they had got withered away. And I put some new signs up, no trespassing, private property. The cop looked at me and her, and he's trying to figure out who the owner is. So he says, are you the owner? Because I guess he saw my demeanor. And I said, yes. And the cop told her, ma'am, we can't come on this property. It's private property. He'd have to let us come on there. And I said, well, I don't have a problem with you guys coming on here, but just handle your business, then leave. When I said that, they said, man, we're not going on his property. Bye. I'm telling you.
Wow. So I'm going to do that because I'm having a problem with dogs and random people walking. I have an acre in Georgia that I live on with a trailer.
Yep.
And I've called county. Nobody can stop the dogs and the people. So I'm going to try the no trespassing. What's a good fence to put up that, good or economically feasible because I'm not working?
What you could put up, these iron bars. You get these iron bars, and you hit them in the ground. You get a sledgehammer and you put them in the ground. Okay.
You're talking about the green ones?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I know that.
You get those, and then you get this I forget the name of it, but it's basically what they use on construction site. They got different colors, and you just wrap it like it's a construction site. You wrap your property around like it's a construction site. But for the camping, I would just do a bunch of those. Just basically privatize your backyard or your front yard, wherever you're doing it, because this is literally exactly what I'm about to do myself. It's literally, and the main thing, no trespassing. Okay, that's the key. Putting people on notice. You gotta put people on notice, because hey, somebody could be walking by. Oh, I thought this was abandoned property or whatever. No trespassing. And also, owner has gun. You letting them know I have a gun and no trespassing. It just happened in Georgia. Them 3 boys went up in that man's house and got killed.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, I don't think he had any signs up or anything like that. But when you have a lot of land and, it's no real like property lines and stuff, put a whole bunch of no trespassing signs around all your trees or wherever you could put them, and shoot to kill. That's all I could tell you.
So if you have no trespassing signs up and somebody walks, you have every right to shoot to kill?
Yes. What they doing on your property, it says no trespassing. And then I take it even further. I put my phone number on the no trespassing sign, because Now you can't say, well, I had to come up here. Let me tell you, my mail delivery people, they throw the package in the yard. They don't step foot on the property. When they see that no trespassing, they do not set foot. They do not. You know, even me, like knowing what I know now, I don't step foot on nobody's property, say no trespassing at all. I holler from the gate, hey, blow my horn. I do not. When people call me on gigs and I go out there and I see no trespassing, I call them from my phone or blow my horn. I do not roll up in there till they come get me. Yep, I'm telling you. No, you get the key. The thing is putting people on notice. When you get them, when you don't pay your bills and they send you final notices and stuff. The reason why they could foreclose on you and all this type of stuff, not you, but I'm just in general, is because they done put you on notice. Hey, we sent you a bill, you didn't pay it, blah blah blah. This is your final notice. You're gonna get foreclosed on. You're gonna get your car repoed. They put you on notice first, right? So when they repo the car or the house, you can't say nothing. You got to put people on notice. No trespassing. Armed property owner is armed. I'm telling you. Even the police will tell you. The law will tell you. You see anybody walking around front in Texas, that's the law. The law in Texas tell people anybody walking around funny around your property, shoot to kill. That's the law in Texas. Now, not every state is like this, but I know Georgia's like this, Florida, for the most part, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. Not every state is like this, but your red states.
Well, Georgia, it's easy to get. Before I got into security, I just went down to the town hall and filled out a simple criminal background. I think it was $10 or $15, and they gave me my gun permit, like a license. Mm-hmm. So down here, it's acceptable. You can shoot to kill.
Yes. Yes. I'm telling you. No trespassing signs everywhere. I don't care if you home or not. You come home and you see somebody on, hey, what are you doing? What's your business here? Don't you see that sign? Oh, I can't read. That's why they get the sign that, have the circle and a thing crossed down the middle. They know what that means. Okay. I'm telling you. Not even the law can come on your land unless they have the reason, probable cause. Because the law themselves, police officers, judges, all these people themselves have gates and bars and no trespassing on their property. And they don't want nobody walking on their property uninvited. So they got their own private residence. When they in their working capacity, they see you got no trespassing on your private, land or whatever. They are not going to violate you. They're gonna respect you. Okay? They're not gonna violate you. They're gonna respect you. Okay? Now, if you got some funny business going on your property, they're gonna get a warrant. And they're going to come up in there, no trespassing sign or not. Okay? But as long as you got no trespassing sign and they don't have no warrant, and they not invited, don't nobody have the right to come on your property for nothing. For nothing. I don't care if it's the county. Now, again, this don't work for everywhere. Your more liberal states and places, they don't care. They do what they want to do. But your more, republic places, they respect that. Because they don't want you coming on their property, their private land, so they're not going to come on yours. Okay? I'm telling you. I witnessed it for myself right in front of me. I couldn't believe it. He looked at the sign. He looked at me. He said, ma'am, I ain't coming on that man land. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Once you put people on notice, I'm telling you. No trespassing. I'm telling you. Because I kept having same thing. People walking on my land, you know, like, oh, willy-nilly. Like, who are you? What are you doing here? Like, I'm telling you, I put them signs up. I never had a problem since. Never had a problem since. And I walk around there sometime with my rifle or my shotgun. I've never had a problem since. Yeah. Telling you. You have that right. You have that right. You have that right. You know, that's, you know, you work and you labor for your land and your property, and people just walking up on it like that. No. No. Telling you. Any more questions? Any more comments?
Do you guys ever put out traps for animals or people on your land? If you got like a lot of land, do you ever put out traps?
I have some traps. I have some deer traps, but I never put them. I have never put them out. Some small game and deer traps, but I've never put them out.
No bear trap? Bear? Do you have bears on your land?
Yeah, I got black bears on my land. They walk right by me sometime.
Wow.
Yeah. Deers, bears, ducks, a whole school of ducks. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All of that. All of that. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. But I'm telling y'all, you know, just learn. I'm telling y'all, learn trust. I was watching a video earlier. You know, they were talking about everything is just held in trust. Like even your mortgages, you know, supposedly we have land for free. We have land that we can get for free, quote unquote free, but because it's held in a trust and they're not giving it to us until we claim that it's ours, you know. And I'm like, okay, I could dig that. And so all I have to do is learn trust, and that's why I be telling y'all, learn trust, because you know when you learn trust and you go to court and you watch some TV shows and you just see how things are, you start to realize what's really going on here. Everything is just a trust system. When, like I say, your bank is a trust. That's why they call it SunTrust or Truist. Like you're the beneficiary, they're the trustees. You telling them what to do, pay this bill, pay that bill. I'm over here at Walmart. When I slide this card, make sure they get their money. I'm over here at McDonald's. When I slide this card, make sure they get their money. Like you just telling them what to do. Okay? It's the same thing when you go to court. That's why the judge be like, what you want to do today, Miss Colette? What do you want to do today? Like they sounding condescending and like they being smart, but that's literally what they're asking you. What do you want to do? How do you plead? That they ask you that. So nobody could say the trustees didn't ask the beneficiary what they want to do. You sat up there and said you guilty. You sat up there and don't know your rights and say this, that, and the third. Okay? They always ask you, what do you want to do? When a cop pull you over, they're supposed to ask you this, but they don't. They're supposed to say, do you know why I pulled you over? And most people be like, Oh, I was speeding. Oh, I was doing this. Boom, they got you. You done it. You done admitted to it. You're supposed to say no. How can I help you? Now they're gonna ask you for your driver's license, registration, all this type of stuff. But what they say, do you have, or they're supposed to ask you, do you have your driver's license? Now I'm not gonna say what I want to say because, you know, I don't even teach on this, but I will say, just say they always ask you, what do you want to do? We take it as them being smart and condescending or whatever, but they literally just want you to open your own mouth and admit to whatever and be like, yeah, you know, all of whenever you do anything, you go to the doctor, they have you sign paper waivers that if you die on the operating table, they're not responsible. Everywhere you go, you gotta sign waivers. When you get a driver's license, you sign in a waiver. You're signing a waiver that you're giving up your rights as a beneficiary and that you're entrusting yourself, your body, to the state and the feds, that if you go out there and run into somebody, they can take and kill them, or run a red light, they could pull you over, take you to jail, take your body to jail, because you signed a contract giving them the right to do that when you get your driver's license or your ID or your passport. Okay? It's all a trust and contracts, paperwork system. When you understand trust, when you understand paperwork, the veil is lifted. You'll start to see life in a whole different way. People would say little subtle things. You'd be like, what did you just say? Oh, yeah, I caught that, you know, I caught what you just said. I caught that. You go to court, you talking to certain people on the phone or in person. Little slick stuff. You start to pick up on it. People will verbally try to get you on the contract. There's such thing as a verbal contract. Okay? I'm telling you. Learn trust, learn paperwork. It's a whole trust system. That's all it is. Learn how to put people on notice. There's such thing as a quiet, how they call it? Can't think of it right now, but basically, if it's kind of like if somebody touch you and you don't say nothing and they keep touching you and you still don't say nothing, you're giving them permission, type of thing. So if somebody walk on your land, you got no trespassing, they still walking on your land, you don't say nothing, then they could keep walking on your land. All right? So somebody walk on your land, they see no trespassing, then you say, hey, what are you doing on my land? They supposed to immediately back up. Immediately. All right? If they don't, you have the right to delete. I'm telling you. But see, people don't know all of this stuff. They don't know all of this stuff. You know, they just go running downtown. I mean, the police done told me. The law done told me. They done told. One time, me and my brother went to buy an engine, and a dude was robbing us. It was a whole setup to rob us. My brother shot him. The police came. He told him the situation. They knew the guy. They knew everything about him. Police said, why you didn't kill him? That's what he said. Why you didn't kill him? Now we got to write up a report.
Wow.
I'm telling you. Everybody I talk to about stuff like this, they say, yeah, man, I had that same situation. The law be like, why you didn't kill them? Because now it's a whole case. Your word against theirs. Dead men tell no tales. All right? Yeah, put people on notice. Okay? Yeah, learn trust, learn paperwork, learn the law of the land. All right? Ignorance of the law is no excuse. It's no excuse. Okay? Shoot, I was in court last week and the dude said that he was doing 180 miles an hour. 180 miles an hour. Phew! Right by the cop. He said, damn, the lights came on. He was hitting it. He was still hitting it. Then all of a sudden he said, man, let me stop. Because all they going to do is call ahead. Sure enough, he pulled over. The cop said, man, why you didn't keep going? He said, huh? He said, man, I wasn't going to chase you. He said, yeah, but you was going to call ahead. He said, yeah, I was. But the moral of the story is, man, cops are, quote unquote humans just like us. You know what I'm saying? And they know and see what people do, and they do crap themselves. They speed themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a matter of, like my old trainer used to tell me, you don't get caught for doing something quote unquote illegal. You get caught for getting caught. You get in trouble for getting caught. Don't get caught. Don't get caught. Okay? Don't do what you do. Don't get caught. Because that's what you're going. I've heard judges say this. You in here because you got caught. I don't know if y'all ever heard that. They didn't say anything about you in here because you broke the law, blah, blah, blah. They always say you're charged with, like they charge you your credit card or something. Because that's what they're doing. They're charging your account. They usually don't say you broke the law. They always say some statute or something. It's always some statute and some charge. Because it's all some made up crap that they doing. It's all some made up crap. That's why they say you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. So you ever get caught up in everything, don't even say hi. Minute you say, huh? They got you. Don't even say hi. Don't even say hi. Don't say nothing, anything. Especially you're guilty. Just stand there and act. I done seen people, let me tell you, my landlord and her husband was fighting. Bad. It was a bad fight. I came home, police done swarmed the house. This was a crazy lady. I knew it was something with her. She just stood there, didn't say anything. She just was looking at the sky, looking at this. It was all her fault. Even the police knew. They couldn't arrest her. They didn't do nothing. They didn't do anything to her. I'm like, how could this be? Because anything you say can and will be used against you. That's why Mike Tyson went to jail. Did y'all know that? The girl said he raped her. They said, Mike, they didn't say, when the police came, they didn't say, did you rape her? They said, did you have sex with her? Say, yeah, man, what I did, but damn, I ain't rape her. That's all they need to know. Now it's your word. Now it's his word against her. Was it consensual or not? Now they're going to arrest you. Now you're going to go to trial. If Mike Tyson would have just not said anything, wait for his lawyer, he might have not went to jail. But he said he had sex with her. That's why you don't say nothing. Because what happened is my landlord, the minute the police say, "What happened here, ma'am?" and she starts saying, "Well, he came home late and he hit me, blah, blah, blah." Okay, you just admitted to an altercation. So now we're going to let the judge or the jury decide who was right and who was wrong. So guess what? Everybody going to jail, or whoever they think going to jail. Don't say anything. Don't admit. You could have a scratch on your face. Who did that? Oh, he scratched me. Well, now you done admitted to an altercation. Okay? So now they're going to stand there and try to figure out why they scratch you. Two witnesses over here said they scratched her because she pulled out a knife. Now you got two witnesses. That's another important thing. Witnesses. Okay? So now you just admitted that you was a part of the altercation. If you didn't admit that, you could have said, "Oh, that happened earlier when I fell off my bike." But you just admitted you got that scratch from this altercation, and the two witnesses over there said this. So you going to jail. If you just shut the heck up, let them decide what they going to do, 9 times out of 10, they can't do nothing because you didn't admit to anything. You didn't even open your mouth. So what do they have? Nothing. Nothing. That's why they say you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say. They tell you. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. That's your fault if you're ignorant. That is your fault if you are ignorant. That is your fault. They tell you, man, this cigarette causes cancer. This Burger King, McDonald's cause diabetes. This TV, these cell phones is radiation. They tell you. When you go to court, the judge tell you, what do you want to do? How do you plead? Okay? Anyhow, that's it. I'm done for the night. Any more questions, comments? You guys straight?
Yes.
All right, guys, remember the key and the criteria is be an hour. You want them $10,000 deals? Be an hour from a major city. Like where I'm at, I'm an hour from Raleigh, an hour from Wilmington, an hour from Fayetteville, an hour from South Carolina. I'm right in the middle. That's my target area. I'm buying up everything around here. Yep. All right, guys. You know I love you. See you next class. Tuesday.
Love you too.
Love you too, guys.
Thank you. Love you too.
We love you. Thanks.
Okay,
Good night.
guys.
Good night, everyone. Have a good week.
Okay.
Bye.
That's how we get down. Get in the mastermind. 754-229-0940.